Hello again. Welcome back to Andrew's Collectibles. Today is day 9 of the 10 days of PrimesMas, and I've got the Voyager Class Grimlock to review. Grimlock, leader of the Dinobots, super cool, awesome G1 figure remake, and it is loyal to its G1 original. Having looked at this figure, taken it out of the box, I've got a few things I like about it, and a couple things that I'm not too crazy about, but all in all, it's a really great figure, and I'm excited to go through this review with everyone. So, the box obviously is the Voyager box. It's got this awesome photo right here of Grimlock getting ready to stomp on something, which is pretty neat. On the side, it's looking like that's what Volcanicus is going to look like. And then on the back, you've got some robot shots and a dinosaur shot, and you've also got a photo of the Dinobot Enigma and the Prime armor that are going to make up the feet of the Volcanicus figure. So it's an 8-step transformation process, which seems like a very little amount of transformation for such a big figure, which is kind of one of the things I'm not super crazy about. I think they probably could have made it about 2 or 3 steps more and kind of completed off the figure to give it that one thing that I think it might be missing. So here's his card, which is awesome. I'm really liking these cards, totally. And on the back, it says, Soulless Grimlock demolishes enemies with the Spark Breaker battering ram. So that sounds pretty cool. And he's got a way nicer set of instructions than the other ones. Obviously, with the Voyager class, it's a little bit bigger. And it has to have the instructions for Volcanicus as well. I'm not going to go through with a combination mode for Volcanicus yet, because I want to do a true one when I get the other 2 Dinobots. I'm not going to do the Dreadwind leg, jazz leg thing. I don't really like that. I'm going to wait on that. So looking at the figure itself, it's right here. And he's got a lot of G1 feel to him, tons of gold touch-ups and add-ons to him. Right here, gold. His feet are kind of hollow on the bottom, which is kind of not something I like. But then I love this. I love these stickers on him. That is totally G1 feel to it. And the Autobot logo's on his chest. And his face is very similar to like it was back in the day as well. So all in all, robot mode, definitely worth having, definitely worth displaying. I think I'm going to display him in robot mode when I do, and I'll tell you why once I get through the transformation of dinosaur mode. But this is Swoop's sword, and I think it looks real good on Grimlock. Tell me in the comments if you think that looks a lot better, because I remember Grimlock having a sword. Unfortunately, one of the things that with this figure that he doesn't get is any weapons at all. He gets these. So he's got like maybe some claw hands, but I don't think that's worthy of a weapon. Like, give him something. I mean, everybody else, Swoop got a weapon, Slug got a weapon. What's his weapon? Nothing. So he needs one. So I gave him Swoop's because Swoop doesn't need his, in my opinion. If you can fly, you don't need a weapon. So that being said, here's the transformation mode. It's pretty simple. It's going to be pretty quick. So the first step you're going to do is pop his hands in. Oh, so hold on. We'll go through articulation first. So he's got these really cool shoulder features. If you can see inside, they're kind of like on a hinge, but that also rotates. So that's really, really nice. You don't have a ball joint that's going to pop out or anything like that, a ball and socket. You've got that feature. Elbows, same. They go back significantly farther to kind of coincide with his robot mode or his dino mode. So that's good. Hands don't really move. They don't rotate. And knees and hips do turn. He does turn all the way around. And they do go up all the way. So a lot more flexibility in this figure than in his G1, which is great. So now going through the transformation. Without further ado, let's get him into Tyrannosaurus Rex mode. First step you're going to do is pop his hands in. One step done. The second step you're going to do, flip him over, pop his tail down until it clips. Both sides should clip. And then all you do is there's tabs, tab, tab, hole, hole, hole. Put his legs flat, and it just sticks together like so. So that's going to make his tail. And the neat thing is, because the knees have that feature, you can move the tail how you want it, which is great. So the next step you're going to do, pop the chest piece in the middle out. So it should come out, and you're just going to rotate it all the way down. And then once it's in the bottom, clips together. So looking at the chest piece, you've got hole and a hole, and tab, or peg and peg. So take the pegs, partner them up, and now you're 60% done. Pivot the legs out, and you're gonna have this part in the back, like the calf muscle, be in the back, and then rotate his chest piece, which is just like his G1, right to the front. It's got that nice robot marking, G1 marking you could call it, and then head similar as the G1 as well, clip it right down. So now you've got his legs, they don't really clip in, which I guess is okay. Just don't know if they couldn't have had like a little tab here or a thing to kind of just give them some sort of stability, because if you have them on a slick surface, kind of like will slide out. So a little minor critique, but nothing that affects the figure. His arms, his little tiny T-Rex arms, are on ball joints, which is cool. So I remember a lot of the Transformers G1 Dinobots, the arms would break off because they were really immobile. And then the last thing, his mouth opens, his head turns down all the way up, and you can open his mouth pretty wide, do cool stuff like put other Autobot or other Decepticons in there and have them like eating them. And then if you look at the back, this is where I think the figure kind of goes sideways. Now the back has this open area, which I think is going to be for the Primemaster, and it's also what hides the head for Volcanicus. But there's nothing covering this up. It just kind of seems like if I didn't know better and I was buying this loose, I would think that something's missing, like a piece to cover up here. To cover it up, to make it look, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. It just looks like it's incomplete, in my opinion. I don't know, what does everyone think that's watching the video? Do you think that looks okay, or is there something that they should have done about it? Because I think it just kind of, it takes a little bit away from it and makes the robot mode that much better than the Dino mode, which is kind of disappointing, because when you buy a Dinobot, you want it to be in Dino mode a lot of the time, because that was the true niche part of this figure, right? And then you've got the two pegs on the back, which is for the Primemasters. And all in all, it's a pretty neat figure with a lot of good things to like about it. A couple little things that I don't really care for. I'm going to put the tail down a little bit further so it gives them a sense of stability. And in relation to the Raptor, which is Slash, which I wanted to talk about, it's perfect. So you've got this big giant T-Rex, little tiny Raptor, and like this flap, for example, looking at Slash, comparing that, like see how that covers it up and makes it look a little bit better? Grimlock doesn't have that. He's missing that part. So kind of a bummer. And the 8-step transformation process. So add a couple steps in there, one for the legs and one for the back, and it would be without a doubt my favorite figure so far. It's not my favorite figure of the reviews so far. It's one of the better ones, maybe, I think. You know, I'm not going to give away too much until my top or the stack ranking video, but all in all, it's a nice piece to the Power of the Primes line. Always great to get more Grimlock figures that aren't movie related. I'm not a huge fan of movie Grimlock, especially the most recent one. I don't think they did them justice. But all in all, great figures so far. I'm super pumped that tomorrow's day 10, final day of 10 days of PrimesMas, taking a look at the Voyager Class Starscream. So I've seen some really, really differing reviews on that. Good, bad, or indifferent. And I'm curious to take a look at him myself and see how he stacks up with the others. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know what you think in the bottom. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more great content. Thanks so much. Bye.